Welcome in, flow and charts. If you're new to this, we just kind of look at option flow, kind of look through it all. We'll look at Periscope, go through market tide. I typically like to start with market tide and Periscope just to show everybody what's going on. If you have any flow requests you want me to take a peek at, feel free to drop those in there. Start out with Periscope here right now. Kind of a wild day today, but we are still kind of seeing that 70-70 down here. Kind of that spread here still. Little of that 70-60 is dropping off a bit here. We do have a little positioning up here. We should get another update here in about a minute here so we can kind of see if anything new develops up here and what kind of happens to that spread here. So we'll check that here in a minute. We are getting a lot of 0 DTE calls coming in here, so it wouldn't surprise me to maybe see a small little run up here to at least maybe that 70.95. Again, we'll see that update here in about a second. I'm looking kind of at some charts down here as well to that 0 DTE tide here is looking a little bullish there as well too. So there's our update here. Let's just kind of do a glance here. So that spread is shrinking down here. So typically that would kind of give me a little bullish sentiment here. And they did that 71.20 did grow a little bit there. In here you do see some of that positive gamma kind of dropping off here. And a lot of negative gamma kind of growing there too. I would not really the best setup here. I'd kind of like to see some of this gamma go away here and keep seeing that 71.20 there. Yeah, hey, no problem, Laro. And we'll go over the tracked flow alerts here too as well once we get through this and market tide here. Market tide still pretty bearish here. A lot of ask side puts coming in there out of the money and all premiums. Call premiums kind of slightly trying to tick up here. It's still getting a lot of negative volume here, so this would still be an overall bearish tide. I do want to pop open the tracked flow alerts. I like to go over those at the beginning of the stream as well too. APLD, yeah, these made a good little move a couple times there. 148 looks like we touched 176 there and kind of chopped a little bit there. Whale looks to still be in these as well too. And then our spy call whale, this whale is still in here. Plenty of time on something like this. Yeah, pretty clean looking flow, at least on our alerts here. Let's just kind of go in here and look at these ones here. So it's, oops, I don't want to mute that. Yeah, a lot of flow right now. Again, just overlapping earnings. So just patience, patience, patience. But good looking piece of flow here. IV spikes when it comes in. Spots filling at the ask. We filled the ask that entire time. No drop in here. Yeah, so oh man, sorry. The weather here is just messing with me. Now it's like 80 again today after like 60s all weekend. So you know how that goes with allergies. But yeah, what I like about this, great question, very good question here. So what I'm looking for is kind of when the whale comes in there. So that timing, that 9:01:16 is when that flow started here. So what I'm looking for is I see that IV spike when it comes in. That spot is filling at the ask here. It's all the same timing, so we can assume it's the same person. So just kind of following this up. You see it's just filling at the ask that entire time. We don't overlap earnings. That is the priority number one for me right now. I know there's people that are, if this flow is like 15 days, like let's just say earnings were in 10 days here and this flow is 20 days out, you still, if you're in that, you still have to hold that, I mean, potentially hold it through an earnings period. So that's kind of where that riskiness comes in. Like this, we don't overlap earnings, so I don't even have to consider that at all. But spot continuing to fill at the ask here. Again, you just see no changes in that IV. We're just looking good here. Completely, everything's sitting here hit the ask. No drops in the IV, no drops in the spot. This is very clean looking flow. Looks good there. Obviously, we have some kind of whales after there as well too. So that one looked good there. That looks like it's still in. And also on this one too. So coming in at 9,905 here, you can see that put premium spiking here. This is all ask side puts, so this is considered people buying puts there, and calls are pretty non-existent here, and then bid side here, so they'd essentially be selling calls here. We're getting a lot of put volume here too, and that put premium is continuing to climb here too, so that's interesting to me there. And again, no signs of exiting from that whale either, so trade if you got in there about that 148 should be green. And again, if you're a quick scalper, I mean, that 148 up to 176, they're a quick good move on something like that, but these should still be slightly green here if you're holding those still. And then our SPY call here, I will pop this one in here. Yeah, no, exactly, and we were talking about that in the stream. That's a great trade there. Like, you don't need to sit and hold that. I mean, you're up significantly. I mean, 148 up to, well, I mean, that's a significant move on the contracts. I'm just going to assume you probably played maybe a different strike there, but it's a good move. That's all you need, and then you don't have to sit and stress over thinking about it overnight. I mean, you don't need 1,000 trades during the week. You just 4 or 5 very strong ones here and there, and manage your risk properly, and we're good at. But so the SPY whale too here, little longer dated here on these. I held off on these right now. Just I like these SPY whales. I'm actually looking to grab some kind of a little later towards close here, probably about 10 minutes before close. But these, and that's what I like to do kind of on that, the more midterm stuff there. I mean, 17 days, that whale's probably, I try to like think of it, the days to expiration is, if I'm that whale, like, okay, I'm getting contracts that are 17 days out. I'm probably not looking for a move like this second, not like if it's like a 0 DTE or a 1 DTE. Now let me go back here. Like the APLD is 10 days. I consider kind of anything, 10 days and under shorter term. So looking for a quicker move there. And like Lara, you did the great thing there by securing your profits the same day there, because you never know what can happen. But 17 days, like here, I'm going to probably wait. I actually marked out some support and resistance here. So I'm kind of missed my entry. I have my, I had 2 supports out here that I was kind of looking at getting in those 17-day out ones there. This was my first one, and we've held this line. I was really hoping we get a discount down here, but already kind of holding that 705 there, pretty good there, and we're coming back up to VWAP, but we'll see where we are a little bit towards close there. But that's what I like to kind of do on that longer midterm stuff. I'll find shorter or support zones, so on there. So the SPY whale here, yeah, this is another good one, another good piece of looking flow here. Again, your timing is all within 1 second here. We can assume this is the same trader. So you're getting that repeated hit ascending fill here, so your spot price is increasing here, so that we start out at the bid and then we come up here to that 682. Looks good. IV's increasing here, and what I'm paying attention to are the big trades here after. Again, 1 second. I'll assume that's the same trader there. You get a small little IV drop here, but it's only on 6 contracts here, so not a significant chunk of that trade. You get that IV spike here. Spots filling at the ask. Again, another little 34 contracts there. 1603 filling at the ask. Big size, big premium. IV stays there. So these look pretty good there to me, and this is what I like to see here, because now in the other streams I'll talk about, like, you'll see that IV kind of decrease and then like that price is going up. Here, that price is decreasing a little bit and that IV's increasing there. So that is a very interesting trade there. To me, that's a good sign there because your IV is increasing while your price is dropping. So yeah, these will be TBD there, but yeah, good moves on those ones so far. And again, good example. I just want to go back since we didn't have the stream yesterday. Those Oracle puts from Friday, those made from 1 all the way up to 31 cents or $32 there, $1.32 there. Same day. This is why you take profits when you see profits. Even yesterday, I mean, these were trading 20%. You don't know what these whales are always going to do. I mean, now if you would have held that, you would have lost 30% there from the run up on Friday. And if you would have, again, held it through yesterday, you're giving up 20%. These contracts are trading at 86 now. Again, you never know what the whales are fully doing, so securing profits when you see them, never a bad idea. Now, if you really, really like this flow still, there's a lot of time on those. We don't overlap earnings, and your whale's still in. Now, if you would have secured some profits instead of just kind of, sitting through the whole drawdown, you could recycle some of those profits and you're getting, potentially a discounted entry. Doesn't necessarily mean it's going to come back up to that whale's entry, but you secured profits and I don't like to say playing with house money because, it's not free money that you're playing with. But, you like this flow still. You secured some profits. You traded it once already. Hey, maybe you want to hop back in and see if we get a move up. Or, well, move down technically since they're puts. But, yeah, I mean, nobody knows what these whales are truly doing, who they are, or what they're doing. But those are kind of our two our tracked ones for today. So we'll see what kind of goes on. We didn't have anything for yesterday for trackable flow. So kind of why I skipped out on the live too. It was a very, very slow day there. And let's see, do we have our update 14-14-10? So yeah, I'm now if I'm trying to scalp this, and I'm not big on trading this close into the end of the day, but that 71.20 is growing here, and you see that kind of lower positive gamma kind of dropping off a little bit. Usually a bullish sign here, so now if I was trading this, I'd maybe kind of start potentially targeting that 71.20. So that negative gamma here is going to be a really big spot. Negative gamma likes to act as fuel to the fire. So we could see a quick pop up here, or we could see kind of maybe just a little resistance area here. It does look like we kind of want to pop a little bit there. And I keep an interval flow. I'm kind of testing this out, but I like to just see what's going on in the SPX there on the 0 DTEs there. So I mean, I got some calls coming in on the interval flow. My weekly DTEs here on the indexes are looking good. 0 DTEs there, so bullish. Premiums on SPY kind of dropping a little bit, bid side for both. And then market tide here, just calls are kind of picking up. So I mean, just kind of combining multiple little data points there. We'll see what happens with this, but like if I'm trying to trade this here, I'm just kind of with what I'm seeing come in here. I'd probably try to shoot for calls again. The last 45 minutes of the day, I'm not going to be trading 0 DTEs just because there's so much theta on them there. But this is going to be a big spot here. I'd like to see if we hold this 70.95 here and just continue to chug upwards here. Because if we get some movement in here, we could get up there pretty quick. But we'll see there. It's rejecting a little bit there. So you can see how when we get to that kind of heavier, the negative gamma, it accelerates the move essentially there. So you can see how we kind of rejected that there. So just kind of keeping an eye on this area there. It's looking, I mean, we're getting some calls and puts kind of coming in now, but for the most part, just seeing the 0 DTE calls. We'll come back and visit that. Any changes in the market tide? Yeah, I mean, your call premiums are just trying to tickle up a little bit there. We'll come back and see. So any interesting flow today that anybody's seen? It's been kind of a quieter afternoon. Again, just a lot of earnings flow. And I like to try to not overwhelm everybody with too much earnings flow because it's all a gamble. It's 100% a gamble on the flow there. Let's see. You can just kind of go down the line here. YPF. I mean, again, so like, good example here, like when we were talking about the earnings. These 515, 46 YPF calls. Earnings are in 15 days. This isn't necessarily earnings related. I'll kind of consider anything that's expiring that same week earnings flow there. Now, these again expire 9 days after earnings. They're probably not playing earnings there. Again, we don't know. But you don't want to get, because if YPF absolutely tanks during earnings, you're holding calls. So I mean that's again just very very cautious. I know I say it every day, but you just got to be very cautious with earnings. But let's just look at these and how they look here. Again, we're up 6% on the day. But these, so it looks like we start coming in about that 1409. So I mean you get your IV spike here. Spots filling at the ask. We're looking good, looking good. Just kind of eyeing back and forth, making sure our timing's the same. IV's up, spots at the ask. Yeah, I mean these look good to me here. It's just, do you want to chase something that's already up 6% on the day there? 6% out of the money, not too bad if you keep getting some momentum like this. How does this one look on the net premiums here? Yeah, I mean, this thing does not get a lot of options traded on it. I mean, look at your spike in net call premium today. This is a very lightly traded name here. I mean, going back 30 days, not too much. Little outflowing calls there, but didn't really get a massive drop. I'm going to throw these in that risky flow channel. Yeah, and I mean, there's nothing wrong with playing flow that's coming in that overlaps earnings, but I would just be cautious on holding it over earnings. That's the thing. So if you're looking to play something like this, just I would personally be getting out before earnings. All right, let's pop that in here. Let's see. I notice a lot of indexes are moving down the x-axis in negative territory, but are not. Or the market map, you know how much? Yeah, we can go look at the market map here too. I don't really look at indexes on there, to be completely honest with you, Lilu. I'm kind of looking for more of those mega cap names there. Yeah, let's go take a peek. I just want to see what we're doing on Periscope here too. Yeah, just kind of chopping in this area right now. Yeah, let's go look at the market map here. Market map. They moved everything around, so here we go. Yeah, I'm just gonna do an ETF one here. I should probably, do it correctly. Alright, I gotta take this off. Okay, we'll do it like this. So net premium here, so yeah, like GLD here. I'll just pop in a couple of the outliers. QQQ, SPY, USO, IBIT. We'll look at a couple here. So yeah, let's just pop out GLD. Yeah, GLD getting a lot of call outflow here. A lot of call outflow here, and prices, I mean, maybe a little bit more to kind of fill that gap there. We're pretty in line price wise there. Yeah, no, that's a really good idea. I mean, I should be looking at the indexes. I look at that SPY one. I look at those SPY stats every day. Kind of, that's more so what I'm looking for. So I kind of get that idea of it there. Just I could probably do this, and I'm waiting until the end of earnings season, so like that net call premium and the gamma gap channel here, those are gonna kind of be on hold here for probably the last week or week and a half here, the month here. I do plan on, I want to start tracking those there, and I kind of want to like do a little breakdown on it there. So that'll be like a once a week thing, probably over the weekend there, get everybody ready for the week there. But I just don't want to do it over earnings season. I haven't tested to see how earnings kind of relate to the net call premium spikes there. But yeah, no, Lilo, it's so simple that it and so easy that it's just something very interesting. I mean, it gives you that kind of overview there of the trades coming in there. But yeah, no, over the next week and a half, I'm kind of working on some little updates I'm going to do with the net call premium gaps there and the gamma gaps. They're just I kind of want to do a little explanation with each one and just kind of what I'm seeing there. So that'll probably be a once a week update thing there. I'll probably again probably on Sundays or so. But I do want to kind of start tracking those because the hit rate on those is pretty accurate there, pretty accurate. But yeah, GLD seeing a lot of net call or bid side call premium here, getting priced kind of in line there. So I don't know if I'd kind of chase there. I mean, probably not worth maybe a small move down there. Um, I mean that's 4 days though of kind of just sustained call selling there. You are getting some kind of put selling today too. Yeah, that's an interesting one. So let's look at QQQ here. Let's switch this over. So QQQ today, so like now this is something that catches my attention here. Today, a lot of net call, bid side call premium coming off the table here. Looks like at least our biggest in the last 14 sessions. Let's do 30 sessions and just kind of look. Yeah, we haven't had this much bid side call premium here since March 19th, and it looks like we kind of fell a little bit there too. Oh yeah, was that? Did you find that from Flow Laro, or was that like Periscope, or just kind of Market Tide, or? Always curious to see how people are making money. Their charts, yeah, yeah, charts are great as well too. Yeah, it was a really kind of just interesting morning there. Really interesting morning. Yeah, good move on the QQQ puts for sure. I mean, anything put related, pretty good for the day. Unless you're trading car, then you're not shorting that thing right now. That thing is just I got come off here for a second. We were looking at in the chat. Just I mean, look at that weekly that weekly chart on this thing. I would not want to short this thing right now, but I mean this thing absolutely insane. And we were looking. I mean, just at puts there, just for the fun of it there. I mean, June puts. Look at these things. Look at the price. I mean, it's because the IV's so elevated on the things, but I mean, even 50% out of the money, you're paying $33 a contract. Like, that is not. That's not even worth it. That's not even worth it right now. Maybe if that IV calms a little bit. Yeah, no, I agree with you, Rich Dog. There, it's yeah, sell some shares, some really fun. Yeah, that's. I don't know. I haven't kept up on why it's been pumping. Um, yeah, this thing is just. I know there's short squeezing some of it too, but it's I don't know if there's like a fundamental or actual like news reason why it was pumping at all, but I tend to stay away from those very highly IV elevated names like that. You usually can get kind of hurt on something like that unless you're, playing very smart. Probably wouldn't trade something like that seriously. But yeah, let's get back to our net call premiums there. I just wanted to show you the price of those contracts on car. Like IV drops on something like that, those contracts are getting obliterated. So kind of like Rich Dog was saying too, better to just kind of short it, sell some premium on it possibly. Not a naked, not the naked though, not on that one. Um, yeah, QQQ. So this is your biggest day since that March, I think we said 16th or so. So big drop there. So that's something that's kind of should be catching your eye, and then you're getting a big spike in put premium too. So what I like to do as well too is kind of look at that gamma, see what we're doing on that daily gamma. So we obviously did have some spikes there. That daily gamma kind of still some positive gamma. See if we start getting some negative gamma days in here. And I do like to kind of combine those net call premium charts with um, the daily gamma charts. Geez. So I mean you can combine both. It's good. I mean the more data points that line up in your favor, the better. So QQQ, yeah, that's one that I will definitely. Oh, we are kind of popping a little bit here into close. But yeah, that's something to keep an eye on there. Then Spy should be probably. Oh, it's a little bad. Oh, that's Holdings. That's why. So Spy again. Yeah, look at that bid side call premium, and this makes sense too a little bit. This could be some profit taking as well too. We are I mean after that run up there, I think it was the fastest run up all time and good week and a half there. I mean I don't have the stat in front of me, so excuse me on that one. But yeah, I mean again Spy here, very interesting. A lot of bid side calls coming in. Markets trading near all time highs. And just 30 days back again. Like, so, let me go back 14 days. So, like, if I'm at 14 days here, and I see there's a lot of kind of bid side call premium coming, that outflow here, this is when I'll kind of extend 30 days and just see, how big that is from a monthly view. 2 of the last 3 sessions have had tons of bid side call action here. These are actually today, barring, big pop up here, is our biggest one in the last 30 sessions here. So, I mean, this is something that should be catching your eye. And just kind of the assumption behind this is anything above that middle line is ask side, so it would be considered buying. So, like, yesterday, buying puts, selling calls, and they are selling some puts today. So curious if that's potentially, maybe a little chop there, but a lot of call selling going on there too. And just kind of looking at that daily gamma here, we did have a spike in that today. Yeah, just still positive. I mean, you start seeing some negative gamma days there. That's when I start kind of looking for some puts there. But let's look at USO. This has probably spiked up since kind of oil's inverse from the market there. Yeah, again, 2 of your last 3 days, opposite of the ETFs there. Spike and call premium, put selling off there. So, I mean, just kind of looking through those different data points there. Oil, USO's looking bullish right here. Your equities are kind of looking bearish there. So let's just do 30 days and see. Yeah, these aren't the biggest for the last 30 days. Obviously, we have a couple days back here, but I mean, these are significant spikes over the last couple sessions there. And then IBIT. Let's take a peek at this one. So, again, good example here, just to kind of see how that price reacted. So, back here on April 14th, again, you see that massive spike in that call premium. Now, again, it doesn't necessarily mean buy 0 DTEs or 2-day out contracts. Look at your charts, look at your support, look at your resistance. And, I mean, it took about 1, 2, 3 sessions there, and we got that big gap up on Friday, or big run up on Friday there. And this is what I mean when it's filling that gap. So it's that open gap there, and your price likes to kind of climb up towards those. So now again, April 17th, a lot of kind of call outflow, but we kind of spiked back a little bit there. Now again, today spike up here. Price is kind of below this a little bit. So I mean, you technically have 2 open gaps there. So just kind of cautious overall. Not seeing a lot of put premium though, so could be a good sign there. Again, just kind of a little mixed one there. When I see them come in mixed like that though, that's something I'm not going to post. So I'm not trying to find a singular direction versus like SPY where you had 3 days of bid side call flow coming in there. Yeah, market map. That one of my favorite tools to use in here. One of my favorite tools. Take off some of these. Let's do that after. How are we doing? Okay, so Periscope here. So let's just take a peek here. We were, we are getting that run up that we were kind of forecasting there, and you just see it. Well, I want to see how we act when we get into this negative gamma here. So again, I'm looking for more of a violent move through here, a little faster move here, and I'm targeting that 7120. Give or take a little bit there. A little bit fell off there on that last update when 1420. So we should have another update coming here. Like to see how that update looks, because if this grows, then that's kind of extra confirmation that market makers are positioning up here right now. But so far we're getting our move there, and I mean we were trading about, I mean, that 70, 90 there. So, I mean, you got a $11 move here on there. Again, you're a quick scalper. This is something that's really, really a good tool there. And I'm just looking, I mean, yeah, I'm seeing put premiums kind of pick up here, but you're still getting a lot of 0 DTE calls there. So just kind of keeping an eye here. I want to see what that update looks like here in a minute. And I'm going to grab a drink here while we wait for that update. Yeah, and that's like that's one issue with Periscope and posting it kind of like that market tide. Market tide tends to, okay, so I'm going to skip my little brief there. That 7120 grew. That pretty much validates my thesis of we're going to probably continue up here through that heavy negative gamma here. So we did kind of grow a little bit there at that 70.95 there. So I mean that range I have right now is at 70.95 to 71.20, but that 71.20 is our major outlier position right now. Market makers are positioned at 71.20. That is what I would be targeting if I'm trading something like this right now. And again, just you're seeing 0 DTE calls come in. 0 DTE calls are pretty, I mean, it's pretty heavy there, calls, and your market tide's slightly picking up a little bit there. Yeah, so I mean, we'll see where we finish there. It might be a little rangy here again. That last half hour, a lot of position changes, people closing out contracts for the day. So I prefer this more earlier in the morning there. But now, if you were truly long here, or if you truly wanted to go long here and scalp in the last 30 minutes, what I would do is if we retest this 70.95, hold it, then I'm targeting up, obviously. But this 70.95 is my closest support here. So this is your closest kind of support potential bounce there. We'll see if we get back to it or if we just continue to kind of chug up here a little bit. The negative gamma zones too, again, kind of like I was saying, you get that big acceleration in those. So I mean, that price can move either quick, it'll shoot up here quick, or it can shoot right back down here quick. So I mean, what I typically like, and I want to go back to like last, I think Tuesday was a good example here. Let me just pop this over here. Let's see. Like last Tuesday was a very, very clean setup here. So let me just go to kind of where you start seeing that confirmation. So again, here we are early in the morning. You see a lot of that market maker positioning is up here, especially on that 69.50. We're trading at 69.22. So again, you don't have any positive gamma positioning down here. So market makers are not positioned lower down here. They're positioned all up here, mostly at that 69.50. Now just kind of following that here. Again, you're seeing a lot of that negative gamma. Now look at how price reacts in that negative gamma. You just get that kind of the whoosh moves there, the quicker, fast moves there. So again, just kind of following that there, and now you see us start to kind of that negative gamma starting to kind of decrease there. So maybe more of a calmer move up there. But again, that 69.50 is continuing to grow there. So I mean, that's where market makers are positioned. Market makers are long calls. They're long 12,917 calls at that time period. This is the biggest outlying position, and price likes to gravitate towards that. And you can just see how it did that throughout the day here as well. So let's just, I'm not going to spend too long on this one, but you just see how price kind of gravitates towards that. You don't have a lot of position, maybe a small little position down here. Nothing major though. I'm just keeping an eye on those big positions there. And if you go back to last week, I mean, last week just 3, 4 super clean days of that there. And again, so here we are right here coming into that negative gamma zone. Again, look at that movement of SPX here. You get that like whoosh move through there because it's a heavy negative gamma environment there. And again, 69.50. Oh, hey, look, we're in that 69.50. Now, like another confirmation here is that you see them still kind of building positioning up here. Not heavy positioning, but they're still building that positioning and probably some profit taking going on here. So you see that positive gamma kind of decreasing, so it could be some profit taking going on there. So that's kind of why when you come into those positive gamma pockets, it can act as like a slowdown or so for SPX there. But like you just see, so just continuing and only 10 minutes, and that's the thing too. There's so much that can happen in 10 minutes with the market maker positioning. So like that's why I can't like post it like the market tide there, just because it changes so quick in there. And by the time if I'm like, oh, here's a support, we crash through the support, you might not. Hold on, I just saw a news thing. Let's see. Iran has made a final decision to not attend talks with the U.S. and Pakistan on Wednesday. Okay. I don't know how many times I've seen that headline today. It's been about 5 or 6 times where they are going, they aren't going. It's a shit show with that. Excuse my language. But yeah, this, I mean, you just saw how clean like this is compared to today there, and you just see them kind of moving that positioning up. So and just kind of keeping an eye. Maybe we're gonna slowly grind up there. But yeah, that Periscope's a great tool. Yeah, last week, tons of great setups there. Tons of great setups there. So let's pop back to now here. So yeah, it looks like that news headline's kind of what tanked us there. And again, you see that heavy gamma, that heavy negative gamma environment. You get the whoosh move there. So now again, I bet you when we get that update here in a couple minutes, I bet that 71.20 shrinks a little bit there, especially after the headline there. Um, yeah, a lot of negative gamma. I tend to like just to see the more big positive gamma spikes there. That way you kind of get that more, calmer move up there. But we did kind of focus again on that 0 DTE spike and the puts there too. We'll see, but again, yeah, it came right back down to that 70.95. Yeah, really interesting moves there. I mean, there's still a little positioning down here. We'll come back in a couple minutes and check. Let's see, premiums. Yeah, just kind of paying attention to volume as well too. There's a lot of heavy negative volume here. If you're going long and very heavy negative kind of put volume there, especially on, well, SPY is not really that heavy put volume there, but just the whole market tide there, just very quick on your scalps. Um, yeah, I'm just getting seeing news come in here. Let's just see. Man's decision not to attend Wednesday's meeting is final. Let's see what else we got. Okay, Iran will skip Wednesday's talks in Islamabad, citing U.S. failures to uphold commitments, according to Tasnim. Tehran says a Pakistan brokered 10-point ceasefire was undermined by weak enforcement. Blah. Okay. Officials see no real progress and say attending could be pointless under or would be pointless under current conditions. Yeah, so that's not a good sign as we get into the end of the ceasefire on Wednesday there. So just not a good situation. I'm sick of the headline-driven market there. Headline-driven markets are not healthy markets at all, especially when the headlines all contradict each other. You have one say, yes, we're meeting, then no, then Vance hasn't even left for there. That's why we've seen it. Let me just pop this up here. I want to pop up that sector flow today because we, again, last I checked, have a lower volume day again. Yeah, 40 million there. I mean, we're not even half of that 30-day volume. Investors are not wanting to put on massive positions with all the headline risk. And we have earnings season. So I mean there's a lot going on here. You're just not seeing that heavy volume in the market. And that volume can come back quick, especially if Iran and US escalate again even more, it can come back there quick. And that's not me trying to fearmonger. That's just preparing every. Oh yeah, look at all those 0 DTE puts coming in here. I wonder what our flip's gonna be here in about a minute or so. I wonder if they've moved a lot of positioning down here. I bet you this 7120 drops off a lot. And this is kind of where, if you had a quicker update here, I mean, like if you had like 5-minute updates there, it would help you kind of see that a little quicker. A lot happens in that 10-minute time frame. So like now, like when we get that update, that market maker positioning was from 10 minutes ago. So like you're not, oh geez, we are knifing. We are knifing here. Jeez, yeah, I'm curious to see this setup here. But you just see how we got in that negative gamma and it just kind of fell there. I mean, it was looking good for 7120 there for a couple seconds, but it doesn't always necessarily mean it's going to come and hit that. Like if you would have traded it from there okay, so just as I expected, 7120 absolutely dropped massively there. That is a massive move down there, and you could see how they built that positioning up there in that 10-minute time frame there. There's your price coming into your market maker positioning there. They're not positioned lower there, so I'm curious to see, but they are just, oof, that's a knife. Let's see. Just kind of do the news as it comes in. Vance called off the trip to Pakistan. So that's not a good sign. Yeah, see, now, like, if we had, like, minute or 2-minute updates there, you'd see those bars growing in real time versus that 10-minute update. Like, you just see how much happens within that 10-minute time frame. So Periscope is a very useful tool. It's just, you just have to, like, kind of just keep in mind that you're getting data from the previous 10 minutes there. So it's just that update every 10 minutes, and it's, oof, man, we are just dumping here. Oh, I don't want SPX. So now again, oh man. Hey, maybe we'll get my entry and I can pop in some calls. Yeah, they are just absolutely dumping this thing right now. And again, just kind of like we were looking at those the bid side call premiums on SPY there. A lot of premium dropping off the table there the last couple sessions. Dang, they are just hammering those 0 DTE puts. Absolutely hammering them. I bet that market time, oh yeah. That's starting to roll over there. Yeah, that's, oof. Get ready for a volatile rest of the week, everybody. So again, okay, so now keeping an eye on this 70-60 here. This is our last line of support here. So we don't really have any other positioning down here. So they'll typically buy into weakness here. I don't know if I'd want to catch this falling knife, though, to be honest with you. Let's look at tomorrow's expiration, see if we got anything going on there. Ooh, and it does look like. So like now if I'm looking at tomorrow's expiration, that 7,000 level right now, they are long about 3,200 puts down there right now. So I'm looking at it's a little more mixed here. We do have some calls up at that 7180. Your big gamma here at 7090. But yeah, right now that big level is at 7,000, and it looks like we even got a little spread down here too. So not the easiest to kind of gauge on this. This is a pretty big potential range that we could see there, and that could make some sense with tomorrow, being the deadline for the ceasefire. And I think it was Washington time that they said that they were gonna go by. Don't quote don't even quote them because they're wrong half the time. And when I say half the time, like 95% of the time. Let's just look at all expirations here, and this is one thing you can do here too. Let me just actually show you on the big periscope here, because I use that super dashboard there. So where is the big periscope? I think it's under this one. Oh, let's go find it here. So like if you are somebody that kind of likes to oh shit, I did the wrong one. Like if you like to kind of plan out your trades, if you just look at the regular Periscope here, one I'm on's the super dashboard. I just obviously have other dashboards in there as well too. You can come down here and it will show you that market maker positions. You know what those positions are. So like if I'm trying to, maybe let's just say I want to trade, or I want to look at April and May. So let me just unselect all. Let's just do look at April and May. And you're just kind of maybe to plan out, like a week or two trade here. This will give you, oops, if I could click that would help. You will get that market maker position. So here we are here. So hey, there is a lot of, you know, short calls here and long puts here. Here we are trading here, and there's your big gamma. So hey, you start kind of looking through here, see where the market makers are positioned. Like, hey, there's a massive position down here at 7,000. Maybe I'm gonna get some puts here when we get up to maybe 70, 75, or here. Like right now, just kind of looking at this, and obviously it's a month's worth of data here that changes all the time, but I'm seeing a lot of kind of calls coming off that 7120. That 7095 is getting a little action here too, but again, maybe if I keep seeing stuff grow down here, maybe I want to kind of scalp out here. Now, again, if you're really good with charting, finding support, resistance, using EMAs, again, just kind of using that market maker exposure, because again, this isn't necessarily retail trading. This is strictly market maker positions, and who drives the market? It's the market makers. So, and typically market makers are the ones that are going to be right most of the time. So just kind of keep that in mind there. But I mean, this is your full textbook. I mean, this has all your positioning here. It's telling you exactly what's in here. I mean, long puts here, long puts here. Then there's short puts down here. I mean, just long calls up here. So I mean, if you're really into data and kind of pulling data, and I know I'm not I'm not smart enough to do it, but like the Unusual Whales API, like if you are good at kind of programming and coding and all that stuff, I believe you can you can pull out so much info from in there and just kind of have it ping certain alerts. I am that's beyond my pay grade where I kind of understand that stuff, but a lot of it's there's a lot of little easy tools to kind of use there. Yes, Lilu. So let me just go back here one more time. Periscope. So like here, so like this is the main Periscope one. So the one that I'm obviously, this is that super dashboard where you can just add multiple different little like things in here. So like if you're looking just at the strict Periscope one here, yeah. So like if you look over here, so it's your market maker positions. If you just hover over it, so that's saying they're long 10,059 calls up there at that 7170 there, and then they're short 16,000. So it's a spread here. So like now, let me just see if I can find like a very simple. So like here, so at 69.25, you don't see anything on this left side here. So they're long puts here at that, or they're long 44.76 puts there. So this is that left side, you think of it as participants. So market makers sell the participant. Actually, I'm gonna drop you a very, actually I think I can just find it in here. So if you where's his video? I wonder if this is it. Let me just check quick. No, it's not this one. I'll drop this link in here too, though, just so you can kind of get an idea. It's a very, the tool seems a lot. It seems complicated, but pretty much you're using your green lines as support and resistance there. Let me find the YouTube one for you here. Let's see. Dan Periscope primer. So this is a good one here to watch if you haven't watched this. So that's a good one. Dan is on the dev team for Unusual Whales. He is a very strong, very good user on that. Yeah, that's a good one. That's them using it live. So you'll kind of get that view of him using it live there. But yeah, it's a really good tool. I mean, again, let me just go back to it one more time. Periscope here. I mean, it's you have the blueprint laid out for you. Like this is what the market makers are doing. So I mean, I don't like to say it can't get simpler than that, but it's all the information you need is right there. So like if I'm looking at all my expirations here, there's a massive spread up or spread down at 7,000 right now there too. So price likes to kind of gravitate towards those spreads. And again, you just see it on the periscope there. There's your gamma. There's your gamma. Again, this is just that positioning. And if you do it from that super dashboard too, like I leave the positioning on there, so you can trade it with or without position. So like there's just the gamma, then there's your positions if you want that in there too. But let me 0 DTE here. So let's just kind of see where we are here. So we just hit FOMC here. So we are just kind of, chopping at this level here. So now and I don't recommend trading in the last 7 minutes off this here, unless you have the market on close numbers. That's a whole different story. But there's two possibilities I'm looking for here right now. You have your heavy negative gamma here. Participants are short puts. Market makers are long puts here, long puts there. This is your heavy positive gamma. Now, if you're trying to trade this here, you're targeting either that 70-70 or we're already kind of at 70-60, so I don't think I'd want to target that. But if you're a very quick scalper and trying to trade that market on close, and I see Keith is in here, so I don't know what the market on close numbers are, if they're a bullish looking market on close there. But I mean, if you're looking to maybe squeeze that up there for a very quick scalp there, potentially, because we are holding that 70-60 right here. We'll see though, but you can see how all that positioning above is pretty much gone now. Now we do have a little positioning here at that 70-75 and 70-80. So I mean, man, maybe a quick pop in the last 5 minutes, but again, I'm not trading 0 DTEs into close there. Any flow here, quick. CX. Yeah, just a lot of earnings overlap junk there. Reveals to, oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, we won't get another update here on Periscope. That's the only thing. Yeah, it looks like he wants to kind of. So like, see now if you scalp that. Again, hindsight's going to be 2020 here. Um, yeah, that thing that you got a quick. I mean, if you're scalping that there, we were trading at 70.63. Sorry, like 70. Okay, I got to do it on this one because it doesn't always. I mean, if you were to play that quick scalp, I mean, 70.57 up to 70.65. Oh, see, there's your little pop there. Like if you're scalping that, there's your pop there, and we're hitting our target now almost. It looks like. So again, doesn't necessarily mean it's going to hit that 70.70. Price just likes to act like a magnet there. Ooh, 760 mil to sell now. But I mean, like if you're quickly, I mean, and those little ranges are pretty tight there. I mean, you have to finger on the trigger on something like that. Finger on the trigger. But I mean, if you would, I mean, you get a little quick pop on something like that there. I mean, your low 758 there, and then up to our high candle here of 70.60. And I mean, a $3 move isn't that significant. But if you're scalping a 0 GTE with no time left, I mean, that's you can get a quick little return there. I'm not a fan of it. I'm not a fan of it, but I mean, there's very quick scalpers out there. Yeah, weird that. Yeah, al. But hey, I think algos help us out. I like it better when it's just algos trading because then this data I'd say is more computerized there, and you're kind of catching that computerized move there. Keith. Yeah, we'll see. We got 3 minutes left here. Anything else for flow coming in here? FCX puts again earnings here in 2 days. CSX earnings tomorrow. Yeah, we didn't have much for flow coming there. Just look at all that multi-leg junk. Keith, since I know I got you here, I know you can't talk, but I'm waiting for you. When are you gonna put on your short for car? When are you gonna put on your short for car? I'm sure you looked at those contract prices. We were looking at June puts there a little earlier. There, I mean, look at that. 50% out of the money. $37 a contract. That is just absolutely wild. I I'll show you since I got you here. Look at that weekly candle on this thing. Look at the monthly candle on it. I mean, it's not going to stay up, but man, that premium is just so expensive on something like that. Where are we finishing here? Just chopping. What, did everything just freeze? Okay, it didn't freeze, it's just me. My internet dropped me twice today, too. We're just getting a mix here at close. CSX. Yeah, not much for premium cells. Yeah, I'm sure this person had no idea. 95 up to 152 there. Yeah, right before that drop too. I mean, what are 140, 145? Look at that. 140, 145. I mean, just you kind of got stuck in that little drop, but then oh wow, wow. I mean, I'm sure this person had no idea. Yeah, call premium's just sitting flat, put still, ask side there. Yeah, so you just see, I think we're gonna get pinned here at this 70.65. Doesn't seem like we want to move past that. And now, as I say that, we kind of come up here to that 70.70. But I mean, again, you just see how kind of that little range works there. So I mean, that positive gamma tends to like to pull that price there. But I mean, it's just kind of pinned here with that heavy negative gamma. Just very violent moves in there. And again, I don't quote me, but I think Unusual Whales is gonna make it so you can get quicker updates. Don't quote me there, but that's what it sounds like, what we've been talking about on Whale Watch. That would be fantastic if we got like couple minute updates there instead of the 10 minutes, because that 10 minutes a lot can happen in there. I mean, just I'll go back one more time here in case we missed it here. I mean, before that dump, I mean, we were sitting here, and I mean, it was all positioned up, and they really positioned up at that 71.20, but then you see how much that changes in a 10-minute time frame. I mean, significant drop there. Try to sell the 427.50. Of course not. Of course it didn't. Now it'll crash like 20% tomorrow. Watch. But all right, everybody, I'm gonna hop off there. That was our hour. Yeah, just you see how we kind of pinned in here. But have a great evening, everybody, and I will catch you all tomorrow.